Man, so crypto seems unstoppable right now. Fantom and Bitcoin, 3 days of green in a row, and people are already starting to forget the crypto winter, which we were just in. We've had crazy macroeconomic readings, but for some reason, crypto and the wider markets in general seems to be leaving all that data to the side and surging on nonetheless. But how long can this last? What are the key levels for Fantom and Bitcoin? We're going to dive into the technicals of both of these, and I'm going to share with you my price targets for the immediate term. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, check out BYBIT and BITGET. Links in the description if you want to trade any crypto. Now, Fantom first. Let's start with Fantom. Up 0.15% of the time I'm recording this video, but that doesn't matter because what I'm looking at here is 3 days worth of green and a nice uptrend here on Fantom. Bitcoin up 0.3% today. We're going to take a look at the Bitcoin charts as well. And what are the levels we're looking at here for Fantom? Well, the key thing I want to show you here, let me just switch across to the 4-hourly chart, is we're managing to keep this uptrend. We're managing to keep this uptrend. Couple of points here where we're managing to get good bounces here. And now the key question for us is, can Fantom go ahead and create a new high? Remember, you've got your higher lows, which are great, but you always need to pair them up with higher highs in order to keep your trend. So if we zoom in here, we'll be able to take a look to see where are those levels. And those levels currently, we wicked as high as 36.8 cents. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here from Fantom. And this is going to rely on the Bitcoin chart, which we're going to take a look at. But that's the key level we're seeing right now. That's the higher high we need to get to. Now, longer term, what are we looking at, right? Like, what is the price target? What am I thinking about Fantom? Now, for those of you who've been watching my videos for a while, I can give you a quick reminder of what are these levels. I'm going to show you by just taking swing low to swing high here on the Fibonacci ratios. And as you can see, if we take where we are at, that's where we're at. Crazy when you zoom out, right? And you just say, what if you just get back to your Fibonacci retracement level, which is 0.618 to the 0.65 mark? That comfortably gets you a $2.28 to $2.30 Fantom token. So the risk to reward for me right now, not financial advice, is absolutely insane here for Fantom to be a smart allocation in my portfolio, along with the many other great layer ones which I have in there as well. So for me, really good move here off the bottom. I'm going to show you what I'm seeing here from Bitcoin, but that's what we're seeing here in the short term. If I bring out the EMA ribbon as well, you will see that Fantom is managing to try flip its daily, which is really important here. And this is a critical level. Remember, when you flip your daily EMA ribbon, it normally follows with a big move to the upside. But we've seen this happen a couple of days before, right? We did indeed get the close above, and then we got thrown back down. That was when Bitcoin got rejected at 24K. So it's really important we let Bitcoin lead the way, flip its daily EMA ribbon bullish before we get excited with altcoins. And as you can see here, we're just getting a little bit of pressure here. Literally at the time of recording this video, the bears are pushing this candle back to red here. And the key level here at the top of the EMA ribbon is that 34 cents mark. So a close at 35 cents would flip that daily EMA ribbon bullish. But the key, like I said, is creating that higher high above that 36.8 cents mark just at about here on Fantom. Okay, now when we zoom out, just to put things into a little bit more perspective, where are we at in terms of our weekly chart? Well, if I bring out the EMA ribbon on the weekly chart, look at that on Fantom. Big extension down. The bears have absolutely decimated this along with many other altcoins. And that is why you're able to pick this up so cheaply right now. So you've got a lot of green grass, so to speak, for Fantom to run into if Bitcoin decides to continue its rally, which I'm going to come on to very shortly. So make sure you watch till the very end. So just speaking of which, you can have a relief rally here on Fantom comfortably up to 66 cents here, which is a double up on where you're at now, without even Bitcoin or crypto market even flipping the trend. You can still be bearish and still run this up to 66 cents. So even if you're looking to play this on the short-term time frame, you can play that on the short-term time frame, even as part of dollar cost averaging for your long-term portfolio. For me, this is a nice move to take advantage of back up towards the EMA ribbon. Remember, it's not until you get above your EMA ribbon here on the weekly at about 90 cents mark here for Fantom that you've then flipped the long-term trend bullish. Okay, so the daily will get you a relief rally, but in order to flip your weekly, that then means, okay, can we get back to all-time highs? Can we create new all-time highs on this coin? So let's marry up that same thing with Bitcoin. And the first thing I want to show you, actually, before the Bitcoin chart, let me just show you what's going on. You got Fear and Greed Index notching up to 39. This is following the price, right? Bitcoin is holding up really well, like I've just shown you there, sitting just shy of 24,000 at the time of recording this video. And that is despite things like the PCE data, sorry. So the PCE data came in at 6.8%. That is a record of 40-year record here on core inflation, okay? So core inflation came up 0.6% month on month versus the 0.5. This is really important. This is what Jerome Powell is going to look at. And it's clear that inflation inflation is still rampant. It's still there. But markets seem to just be very optimistic right now. They're looking at the Facebook earnings. They're looking at the Amazon earnings and the Apple earnings. They're feeling positive about that. They also feel like Jerome Powell's probably done the worst of it, and they've priced in, most of the market is just priced in just a 50 basis point increase for the September 21st FOMC meeting. And almost the market is saying, oh, look, we've bottomed here. We're going to start having a run up. And now what we need to be careful of is maybe there will be a run up, but we can't fall for this. We need to make sure that when we look at things from a weekly perspective like this, we understand that this could just be a rally up towards 30,000. I've said that for time and time again. I'm not going to be oblivious to the fact that we can run up to 30. I want to take advantage of that, and I want to be bullish on this journey to 30, but in the higher time scale, again, for you guys who don't understand the nuance, on the higher time scale, I am still bearish because the bears can still reject us from the weekly EMA and send us back down again, okay? So very important. I would take advantage of this move up towards 30. I will expect resistance going into this EMA ribbon, but if we can break clear of that above 35, 36 at the second phase of Bitcoin's run up, then we're excited. Then the weekly is looking bullish and we can start keep laddering and looking back up to all-time highs and the good days again, okay? And again, I'll take you back to this previously. The last time we've managed to get a good flick up on weekly EMA, look at here, you flicked back up after the summer. This was the summer when we were really down here on crypto. You had a nice relief rally. At this point here, you can just call it a relief rally, right? Let me just get zoomed in so I can show you this a little bit more. So when you were down here as low as 29 and you started running up here on Bitcoin up towards here into the EMA ribbon, this is just a relief rally. But once you get above it, and then you're getting excited for your big move to the upside, and that is where Bitcoin then run up to 69. But whilst you're fighting your EMA ribbon, you can't be reckless and say, oh, we've suddenly flipped the trend. The bears are still in control until you reclaim that EMA ribbon. Okay, let's also take a look at this visualization, which I've shared with you guys as well. I'm going to switch over to the hourly and remove the EMA ribbon for a second. Now, what I want to show you is this battle at 24,000 is really important. If you go back to July the 20th, we got rejected, right? We tried to get that daily close on the EMA ribbon and we got pushed back down, as you saw. Now we've built up the strength. We came back to our trend line here and we've gone back up again to fight for that 24 level. And what happened? We wicked right above it to 24,400. We've been sent back down. We're trying again. We're getting rejected again. Really important battle going on. And if the bulls can win this, that can set up the nice big move we're talking about up to that range of 28, 29 and 30,000. I'm going to show you another pattern which corroborates that as well. So really important level here. If I just zoom out slightly into the 4-hourly chart, you'll see what pattern we're forming here. We're keeping our higher lows along this trend line, but we need to follow that with higher highs, right? It's all good having your higher lows. That's great. But this high, now we desperately need that higher high. Otherwise, you'll be coming back into your trend. And if you come back into your trend, guess what? You've created a double top pattern, which is a bearish pattern to the downside, okay? So a lot to play for here at this 24K level, not least the fact that it is our daily EMA ribbon that will manage to then close above. And as you can see, we've got that close above here. But the reality is, like I showed you on Fantom, you can have the close like here, like we have the close above. We've got our next candle, which is trying to open up green. But you need to get above that wick. I need to see us get above that 24,000 mark and really dominate this next couple of $100 on Bitcoin before we can say, okay, hang on, this is looking good now. This is not just a double M pattern, which is going to throw us back to the downside, okay? So that's what I want to look at here. But it's looking good. In other words, 3 days of strong. S&P, NASDAQ is looking really strong. And the markets are just saying, hang on a second, we're going to be positive right now. NASDAQ up 0.6% today, S&P up 0.5, Dow Jones up 0.2 in the face of a 75 basis point rate hike, in the face of GDP officially negative yesterday. We're in a recession. We're in a paper recession, right? Negative earnings from the likes of Google we had this week. We had Microsoft negative earnings this week, right? A lot of bad data. Facebook missed. But the market's focusing on the positives. They're saying, hang on a second, maybe we've peaked on inflation. Maybe Jerome Powell will do 50 basis points next meeting in September. And maybe this is the worst of it. Maybe this GDP reading is the worst. We're going to have this light paper recession with the labor market still strong, people still spending, right? Visa, MasterCard showed that people are still spending. Apple and Amazon with their great earnings are showing that people are still buying these goods, right? If you're creating good goods, people are buying them. There's still money in the system. So the market's focusing on the positive for now. And the reality is, can we continue this move? I want to show you another chart pattern setup. And what you can see here on this chart that we follow, remember, this is the chart we formulated with all the CPI readings and the FOMC meetings and how it would push us down every single time after the meeting. We've not had that this time. For the first time, we broke from trend here before the FOMC meeting. When the FOMC meeting came, we retested the trend line. We've got a nice bounce. So again, this is looking good. But whenever you get this kind of a breakout, you want to retest, and then you want to go past this previous high. Once you manage to do that, then you're ready set for a good move to the upside. So that setup is looking nice as well. And the last setup I just wanted to show you here on the 4-hourly chart is we are forming a bull flag. So again, if you look at this 4-hourly chart, you had a nice uptrend going into a bullish continuation pattern. You got the massive candlestick breakout from here. And if you take the measured move on such a price move, you're looking at a price target here on Bitcoin of all the way up to 27,300 on this bull flag. Okay, so a nice price target, and that's in about confluence with where I'm expecting it. Again, if I go into the weekly and I bring out the EMA ribbon, what did I say? I said I'm expecting that kind of a relief rally, right? Don't be surprised if you get that relief rally up into the 27, 28, 30 region, and then the pressure's going to come. Then Bitcoin's going to need even more momentum, even more volume to really get through that EMA ribbon. Okay, and speaking of volume, I do want to see these weekly candlesticks start to nudge up. These volumes aren't looking great. If you look at the big volumes where we got thrown to the downside, look at these skyscraper volumes, right? Pushing us to the downside. I want to see more green volume just to corroborate that this is a true breakout and things are starting to move to the upside. And finally, the last thing I need to share with you guys is our 200-week moving average, our simple moving average, not the EMA, okay? This blue color line is your simple moving average. And remember, we broke to the downside of this and we spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks below it. Last week, we tried to break through it and we got wicked back down by the bears towards the end of the week. This week, we look solidly above it. Remember, that line is sitting at 22,800. So we've got a $2,000 clear line here, but we've still got 2 days left until Sunday close to make sure we stay above that EMA ribbon. That's going to be a really good feather in our cap, the fact that we've managed to reclaim such a key level, which every time we've managed to reclaim, we've had big moves to the upside, which we can take advantage of, all right? So guys, there you have it. There is the technical update on Bitcoin. Loads to take over there. Feel free to watch it twice if you didn't catch all that, but wanted to make sure you had all that data armed with you guys before the weekend. If you haven't watched my on-chain analysis, please go and watch that, guys. I know it's not the most attractive of content, but we really need to understand what is moving the market and do a deep dive of some of these complex technical on-chain metrics. So go watch that video. I'll link it up right here for you guys. Don't forget to smash up the like button and subscribe. Check out BYBIT and BitGet. Links in the description. Claim your bonuses and trade with me, and I'll see you in the next one.